Hey, this is Chuck. I haven't done an unboxing, uncrating video in a while, so this is going to be my first one of the year, my first random box of the year crate. I'm going to go through them. I'm not going to show every one of them if there's something common, but if there's something unusual, I will show both sides. And I'm going to get started with this Red Label Columbia, Dinah Shore and Woody Herman, Tallahassee, and Natch, N-A-T-C-H. Sorry, I dropped something. Alright. Red Columbia, Windy City 5, Clam Chowder Polka, and My Polish Gal. So 12257-F. Okay. These are dirty. They've been in an open crate, sort of a milk crate in a barn. It's a Red Columbia, Frankie Carl, the man who paints the rainbow in the sky. Unless it could happen with you. Red Columbia, Trio Los Aguilas, something. I can't read it. It's a Spanish record. It's 2104-C. Red Columbia, Claude Sharp and the Old Hickory Singers, Precious Memories. I've been listening. Red Columbia, Louise Massey, Put Your Little Foot Right Out, and Little Brown Jug. I like Little Brown Jug. Lots and lots and lots of different versions of it. These may be all Red Columbias. Here is the Chuckwagon Gang, If We Never Meet Again, and the Sunshine Special. And these don't have sleeves either, and I don't have sleeves to put them in right now. Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Quartet, The Old Crossroad. This is Sacred Singing by Bill Monroe and Lester Flatt with guitar and mandolin accompaniment. Other side is Remember the Cross. So that's actually a pretty interesting record. I think I'll keep it. Chuckwagon Gang, Kneel at the Cross, and The Church in the Wildwood. I generally keep the sacred songs. RCA Victor, Side 5, Robin Hood, Junior Programs Opera Company. It's Robin Hood Part 2 and Part 5. So Robin Hood Part 4 and Part 3. Here's a Columbia Frankie Masters, The Ferris Wheel, and Somebody's Thinking of You Tonight. Red Columbia, Benny Goodman, Serenade in Blue. I've got a gal in Kalamazoo. I keep Benny Goodman, but only on the Victor Scroll labels and some of the Bluebirds. I think it's the Bluebirds. Here's an old Columbia, the 15302-D. Vernon Dalhart, The Bully Song Part 1. The other side is The Bully Song Part 2. For all you Vernon Dalhart fans, I know there's lots of you. Columbia 15347-D. The Stamps Quartet coming, and Go On, We'll Soon Be There. I thought 15,000s were strictly hillbilly, but maybe not. Another Columbia. This is going to be Carson Robinson, 15548. Very Difficult to Read, Ohio, Something Fire. It's pretty warm record, and the other side I can't read at all. I can look it up online later. Glad to be getting into some older stuff though. Columbia A2793, Campbell and Burr, while others are building castles in the air. And Broken Blossoms. It's not showing so well. Now, this is a dirty but good condition Ted Lewis jazz band, The Moonshines on the Moonshine. And I'll see you in Cuba. It's dirty, but it's not bad shape. He's been sitting for many, many, many years. Here's a Columbia highest award wherever exhibited. Blue Diamonds by Sasha Jacobson. The other side is The Love Nest. Really wish I had some sleeves for these. Here is a Columbia 1485D Moonlight Madness by Ted Lewis and his band and King for a Day. Yeah, see, these are dirty. They're coming out of the crate just as I found them. Deal with the cleaning and care of them later. Columbia A439, Byron Harlan, When the Sunset Turns the Ocean's Blue to Gold. And Bye Bye Dearie by Stanley and Burr. I don't know why, but the really long song titles irritate me. I don't know why, they just do. Columbia 508D, Louis James, Cross My Heart Mother, and Dream Pal. You can see the dirt. I'm only showing one side of most of these. If you want to see another side, let me know. I do not sell for the most part. I might make some exceptions, I don't know. Down the Shore on Red Columbia, Fool That I Am, and How Soon. Give me just a second while I move these and make room for more. I don't want to stack them too thick. Really trying hard not to dirty up my record room again. I had it really cluttered and it's clean now. Here's a Columbia. Good grief, this. Don't know why the hole is big like that. I'll have to post that and ask some people about it. This is basically illegible. Something of Ages, Rock of Ages on one side. Exclusive artist. The other side is Shall We Gather at, I'm assuming, the river. But like I say, it's got a giant hole in it. Stick my thumb through it even almost. Next up is Columbia A3807 Manhattan Dance Orchestra down in Maryland, and this time some of these are worn and hard to read. When you buy in bulk, you get what you get. You don't throw a fit, like the kids would say. Looks like there's probably about 75 records in this thing. It's not an actual milk crate, it's a little bit bigger. The Charioteers on the Boardwalk on Red Label Columbia. You Make Me Feel So Young. Red Columbia, Dinah Shore, and Soaked to Bed, Sooner or Later. Columbia A1606, Chimes Trinity Church of New York, Lead Kindly Light, and All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name. Again, I keep all the church stuff. Alright, here's a Columbia Beat Crap A1715 maybe, to something Irish Washerwomen. Backyard, something in between two Irish Washerwomen. The other side is the Dogfight. Very beat. Victor Scroll, Johnny Marvin, 21-8-20, Sweethearts on Parade, and Where the Shy Little Violets Grow. Victor Scroll, pretty bad condition. Eddie, hard to say, Parkness, Darkness, something like that, wanting to make you happy. And the other side is The Waltz of Love. This is so dirty, it's leaving fingerprints in the dirt. Here's a Victor Scroll, Maurice Gansky, Ramona, and The Desert Song. Victor Scroll, Gene Austin, Are You Happy? And the other side is illegible. I keep Gene Austin because he was born here in my hometown, Gainesville, Texas. A few people here know that, if any. Red Columbia is in much better condition. I Had a Dream by Billy Walker and The One You Hurt. Columbia Sacred Series, Little Jimmy Dickens, No Tears in Heaven, and He Spoke Not a Word. Make adjustment to my lighting right quick. See if I can get a little better lighting on some of those. Lou Millet, Your Own Heart Must Mend, Your Own Heart You Must Mend, and Worried, Lonesome, and in Love. Try to keep these videos to 30 minutes or less, and we're at 12 minutes. Carl Smith, I'm just going to skip through some of these. There's a Carl Smith, Red Columbia. Harry James and his orchestra, Red Columbia. Jazz Masterwork, it says, so it's probably from a set. Red Columbia, Harry James, Blues in the Night. Red Columbia, Kate Kaiser. Black Decca, Ted Weems, Oh Mona. Black Deccas are very fragile. The Blue Decca, Bob Crosby, Sweet Genevieve, and Until You Fall in Love. Not bad condition. Okay. I don't know how you say this. Bob Wills, My Confession, and Whose Heart Are You Breaking Now? Another okay. Miss Molly, Bob Wills, and Home in San Antonio. Give me just a sec while I set these aside. All right. Got 3 more stacks. Maybe 4 more stacks like that. Vocalion, Blue Label, Orrin Tucker, I Need Lovin', and Especially for You. Melatonin, Albert Taylor, I'm Just That Way. Other side is Roses in the Rain. Melatonin, like a gold black label, electrically recorded. Archie Blair, The Piccolino, and Cheek to Cheek. Hopefully I can get this video done without an interruption. Johnny Hamp on Melatonin, Thanks a Million, and I'm Sitting High on a Hilltop. I don't know that I've seen a gold label Melatonin before. Here's the blue label Melatonin. Earl Harlan, Our Big Love Scene, and After Sundown. Zora Lehman on Melatonin, The Answer to 21 Years, and Valley of Memories. Decent condition records. Gene Krupa, Down Argentina Way, and Two Dreams Met on Oki. Got a couple of albums in this box too. I'm not keeping the albums, but I do go through them to make sure nothing's in there that it shouldn't be. Bob Wills, 10 Years on Oki, and Beat Oki, and the other side is Let's Ride with Bob. Hummingbird by Frankie Lane, Red Columbia, 440,000 series. Joe Stafford on Red Columbia. Frank Sinatra on Columbia, Bali High, and Some Enchanted Evening. I'll probably keep Frank Sinatra. Okay. Bob Wills, New Worried Mind on one side, and Take Me Back to Tulsa on the other side. Here's an Oki. Gals Don't Mean a Thing by Louise Massey. The Honey Song on the other side. Victor Scroll in really nice condition. Merrick Weber, Passion Creole. Yeah, Creole Passion. The other side is Amelia Luz, Tango Milongo. I don't know what all this is. Good condition. It's just dirty. But there's one side. There's the other side. RCA Victor, Billy Williams, Living Western Style, and Texas Belle. And an RCA Victor of Freddie Martin. All kinds of conditions in here. RCA Victor, Wade Ray. Regular Victor of Artie Shaw. Regular Victor of Artie Shaw again. The same record twice. 26,542. There's another 26,542. That's 3 in a row, the same record. Very, very unusual. Red Columbia of Harry James. Red Columbia Xavier Cugat. Red Columbia of Kay Kaiser. Set these aside. Okay. Red Columbia Horace Hot. Red Columbia Kay Kaiser. There's an MGM Dick Hammond Trio Jealous, and I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm. Another Oki of Lou Preston and his Men of the Range. A Oki Electric. 16754 Francis. Hang on a minute, let me flip the sides. Las Blancas by Marguerite Rodriguez. Assuming this is a Mexican, and the other side is La Carcajasa. Sorry, my Spanish isn't any good, and it's hard to read anyway. But there it is. Let me pull out these two albums right quick, get them out of the way. Real common Dick Levert album. Flip through, make sure that's what's in it. Spider. 1, 2, Complete album, except for the last one's a Decca, Micro Groove, Unbreakable, Guy Lombardo. So it's not a complete album. Nothing I'll keep either. This other album is got the front tour off it. It's Columbia, Red, Andy Iona. Yep, it's a Hawaiian set of Andy Iona and his orchestra. 4 records all there. The album's shot. Okay, back to the singles. Gene Autry on Okie, Don't Fence Me In, and Gonna Build a Big Fence Around Texas. Okay. Oh, this is broken on the edges. The blue. Bluebird, King Oliver and his orchestra, When You're Smiling. Of course it's a King Oliver. St. James Infirmary. Of course it's a good one that's broken. Couldn't be one of the Red Columbias. No, no, no. Couldn't be that. It's broken for the first, yeah. You can see how much of it's missing here. Very, very aggravating. Oh my gosh. I didn't break it though, so there's that. RCA Victor. It's broken, but not into the play area. Oh, no, not an RCA Victor. Spike Jones. Another Okie of Johnny Ray. Here's an old Okie of Frank Ferrara, Maui Waltz, and Hawaiian Hulu Medley. It's dirty, but it looks beat. Okay, here's a Columbia. This is going to be a promo from Ray Smith, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, and Why Oh Why by Frankie Carl on the other side. And I hear that these promos aren't valuable, but I keep them because they're neat. They're less common. But here's a single-sided Victrola, John McCormack, The Sunshine of Your Smile. Not a fan of John McCormack. Still ticked about that King Oliver. Fritz Chrysler, Love Nest on Victrola. Another Victrola of John McCormack, that Tumble Down Shack in Athlone. I keep them because of the novelty, the Victrola name, the single-sided. There's another one of Victor, Alma Gluck and Paul Reimers. Not even going to try to read that, but I'll let you see it. A Victor record, a really old one, Emil Munch. Hayden Rosling, which says Wild Rose. Other side, Still Not Silent Night, Holy Night. I can read that, or at least recognize it. Nice old Victor record, not bad. Okay, here's a Black Decca of Guy Lombardo. There's a Philco safety record, one of these home recording things. Upside down, sorry. It says May of 49 voice. It's in another language. I can't, something of Mozart and Eva Del. I can't read it. Give up. I've got a whole crate of these things. Here's another one. Capital Pro Disc. Lady of Spain on one side, and the other side says Hungarian maybe. It's flaking. It's maybe playable once. There's another one of these Capital Pro Disc Temptations, Smoking Eyes on one side. The other side says A.H. Boyd or Bond. Interesting that my mother's side of the family is Bonds. Looks like we got a stack of these. Here's an audio disc. Says something boogie on it, and the other side says a bad deal all around. There's a Capitol, Andy Russell. Let me set these aside. Hal Derwin on Capitol. Not familiar with him. Here's a Columbia Green. Nelson Eddy, so it come out of a set. Another one of Nelson Eddy. Red Columbia, Xavier Cugat. Hands are getting really dirty. Stuart Hamblin on Columbia Red. At 26 minutes, I'm probably going to go 35 or 40 to finish. Adolf Hoffner and his San Antonio's Cotton Eye Joe on Columbia Red. Probably keep it because I keep all the versions of Cotton Eye Joe that I find. Columbia Red, Orrin Tucker. Columbia Red, Orrin Tucker. Columbia Red, Orrin Tucker. These don't appear to be from a set, they're just individual records. Numbers are all over the place. Victor Batwing, Paul Whiteman, Bambolina, and the Great White Way Orchestra, Lady Butterfly Medley. Victor Batwing. Another Victor Batwing, Henry Burr, Alone at Last, and You Forgot to Remember. This one looks like it's got a lot more play area than normal. Pretty good variety of records. And here is a Victor Batwing of International Novelty Orchestra, Song of the Vagabonds, and Only a Rose. Victor Batwing, Victor Salon Orchestra, Holy Night and Silent Night on one side, Holy Night on the other. Dirty, spotted up. Needs a good washing. Red Columbia, Joe Stafford. Red Columbia, Tony Bennett. Red Columbia, Harry James. Red Columbia, Tom Scott. Red Columbia, Tony Bennett. Victor Roy Fox. This is the regular 40s Victor. Here's a Lionel Hampton Swing Classic. Red Columbia, Johnny Bond, So Round, So Firm, So Fully Packed. Interesting title. I don't know what I think he's talking about, but now the rest of these have sleeves, although they are beaten to pieces. International Sacred Recording. Imperial Quartet, Swing Down Sweet Chariot. Publisher Blackwood Brothers. Okay, I'm familiar with them. Beyond the Sunset on the other side. Next we have another one of these by the Imperial Quartet, Peace in the Valley. I'm going to show all these. I think I've got an interruption coming in. Here's a Mercury Carl Story. A few without sleeves. There's an old Victor record, Harry McDonough. Heaven is my home. McDonough and Veiling. I need that. I need thee every hour. Okay. Got about 6 of them here that don't have sleeves again. Another old Victor Lyric Quartet, Rock of Ages, and Frankie Stanley Calvary. Okay, set these aside. One more stack's worth. Victor Scroll Shannon Quartet, Stars of the Summer Night and America the Beautiful. Red Columbia, Rosemary Clooney. Red Columbia, Tony Bennett. Red Columbia, Warren Tucker. Red Columbia, Benny Goodman. Back to the sleeved records is an RCA Victor Blackwood Brothers Quartet, Without a Prayer. And He's All That I Need. Decca Faith Series, Cass County Boys, Gallop into Glory, and Golden Wings and Silver Spurs. Decca of Red Foley, Take My Hand, Precious Lord, and a lot newer Decca. Here comes an RCA Victor, Eddie Arnold. The Dot, Gale Storm, I Hear You Knocking, Never Leave Me, Dot. And about 10 more records, it looks like, 10 or 12, 32 minutes. It's a Decca Faith series of the Cass County Boys, Round Up in the Sky, and the Cowboys Heaven. Okay, Bible Tone. Let's see. The Rebels, I'm going to Move to the Sky, and The Fourth Man. The Rebels on Bible Tone. Okay. Whatever makes them happy. Well, there's a Blackwood Brothers Quartet, Roba Calvary, and I Want to Be More Like Jesus. Nice picture label. Johnny Ray on OK. Red Columbia, Harry James. This looks like an RCA Victor of Eddie Fisher. Dinah Shore on RCA Victor. Red Columbia Chuckwagon Gang. Deep South Quartet, Do Lord. Well, it's not Do, but it's Do Lord. And the other side is a Glad Reunion Day. This is in a plastic bag for whatever reason. RCA Victor, the Ames Brothers with Hugo Winterhalter. Got a couple more plastic baggers coming up. There's a Majestic Eddie Howard, Santa Catalina. Don't Tell Me That Story. Okay. Plastic bag is hung up here. Statesman Records, Some Glad Day by the Statesman Quartet with Hovey Lister And where no one stands alone, I'm going to leave it in the package here. Here's a Sacred Custom Records Hide Me Rock of Ages Stamps Ozark Quartet. An old-time religion song. And this was from made in Los Angeles. I was kind of hoping it was actually made in the Ozarks, but nope. Here's a Statesman Quartet, Twilight Shadows Are Falling, and here's another Statesman Quartet. These are 2 records here. Down Old Log Cabin Lane. And finally, RCA Victor Statesman Quartet, How Long Has It Been? And I'm going to walk with my friend Jesus. Hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.